Good morning on our tea with Lisa. Although we've started a little bit late, I think it's the birthday issues that have delayed us in this regard as well. You know, once your body believes that you deserve a rest, that is what will happen in this case as well. So yesterday I said the day 62 of the lockdown, and in fact, it was a lockdown thanks to the Minister of Corporate Governance or COGTA, Miss Dlamini Zuma, Nkosazana, the Honorable Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, for alluding that to me yesterday, as I had to listen to her speech in terms of how alert lockdown level 3 will roll out in the whole nation yesterday. So we thank the government of the Republic of South Africa for taking their citizens under their confidence by making sure that they have sources of information, or they come to the public and do it in the language that the public will understand, because the minister really did a very good job in terms of doing it in English, and then from that transferring that in terms of Zulu, which was very good. So thank you very much, Honorable Minister Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, with all the other ministers as well that are serving in the National Coronavirus Command Council. We are very appreciative of the hard work that you have been doing. And then the big thanks must be given to the Public Administration Minister, who is operating behind the scene, the Minister in the Presidency, the Honorable Mr. Jackson Mutemu. The Minister in the Public Administration will be Minister Senzo Mchunu, and all the respective director generals that are helping them in making sure that the information that is getting to the public is an information that is flawless, that is truthful, as we are trying by all means to make sure that the news that are getting to the public are not fake news. That is what we want. We've started to see that as well coming from our WhatsApp group from the South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where before any chamber member of South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry can publish the news, there needs to be verification in terms of whether the news are truthful or not truthful, because we don't want to mislead the whole nation. We are 57 million people in South Africa, so small information can mislead people or can be construed in a different way. So it is easier if you do it in English and then you repeat it in vernacular so that the people can understand, especially the people that we know who are coming from HDI, historically disadvantaged individuals, because some of us will still understand vernacular better than the English word as well. So thank you very much for attending today's session, and we appreciate it. For all the people that have or who are celebrating their birthday today or in the month of May, as we conclude, we, especially for today on the 29th of May, we wish you a happy birthday, and then enjoy it at the comfort of your home, alone together. We will celebrate our birthdays alone together with our families. When we are quarantined, on the first day of the quarantine or on the first day of the lockdown, we'll celebrate with them, because those are the people that we are close to. Those are the people that we have learned what are their skills, what are they best at. And then remember, for me in my household, there's one person that is dedicated to go to the decision that we have made as a family. So if you look at our subject matter today, we are saying Channel 157, there's a show there, a program there called Covivi. That show opened when it started. I think yesterday it was episode number 6, but I think Channel 157, they are doing a very tremendous work in terms of catching what is happening exactly in the communities, what are the issues that COVID-19 has brought to the front, how are people, because this is important in terms of that the introduction of all the lockdowns. How did the introduction of lockdowns affect the businesses? So we had guys from the DJ or the producers. We had guys yesterday in the show. We had guys that are coming from the saloons, and then we had guys that are doing events. So there was a guy that is doing events management. He does a lot of shows. I think he does a big show that is called Makelwani, where he invites tourist into his community. I think it's somewhere in Orlando. He invites his international tourists to come in and check, and then people come and sell their product on the street. So they close the street for 2 days in order for them to empower SMMEs. So that is what we want. So I'm Lizon Kneb, and I help entrepreneurs, I help engineers or executives in the engineering sector, I help speakers to make sure that they realize the productivity they will help once people, processes, and systems are synchronized at 33.3%. And then if that is done, then they will get their return on investment by making sure that they understand the life cycle of their business. So the life cycle of our business has been tremendously affected by COVID-19. We are no longer in the norm. If we're having a flow of income that was coming from one stream, it means that when COVID-19 came, when it started to introduce itself, the first case in South Africa, when it introduced lockdown, we're already heading for, if you're having one stream of income, we're already heading for a disaster. So these people in a program yesterday in Covivi, in channel 157, they were looking at how can they diversify their businesses. So this gentleman that I'm talking about that is doing events, he has done a tremendous work in terms of saying, okay, if I'm doing events, what is the best platform that I can use in order for me to be able to still take ahead my message, communicate with my clients, and have other new platform where I can attract a lot of clients. And he has done that very, very, very well. He has used a medium stream like your Instagram, your Facebook. He does Instagram Live. And then whatever businesses he were advertising on the streets during the 2 days, he is now advertising on Instagram, and they are showing how these people make their prep in terms of food that they are selling on Instagram. I think his Instagram handle is La Creator. Yeah, it's La Creator. So that is the guy's Instagram page. So avenues like that. That is what we are doing as well. We are starting to do this. In fact, what happened yesterday, immediately after our tea with Liz, which ended up at 6:06 yesterday, at about 4:30 before we can start the show, there's a client or a business partner of mine that wanted us to have a chat. So he asked me, are you having time? I said, no, I do have time, but let us do it at 1 hour from now. So after our show, we went ahead with our discussion. This guy is one of the students that I've taught in Malaysia. So, and then he's residing in Indonesia. So he's saying to me, hey, Benjamin, it's very difficult now. He's a director in his company. He's a business owner and a director. He's got a lot of partners there. So he's saying, Benjamin, this is what I want us to do. Can we go ahead? But we know with the difficulty that we are having, I wanted us to have a one-on-one coaching. But with what is happening and then what I've heard in the industry, is going to take long, because in Indonesia as well and in Malaysia as well, the rates of infections are still going up, although people are trying to maintain it. So in order for us to do a one-on-one coaching, you will not be able to come here, because I guess your lockdown alert level 3 has not opened any roads for you to come. I said, yes, definitely, that is what is happening in this regard. So can we do one-on-one? So we will use as well the same stream like your Zoom. We'll use the same stream like your Jigitsi. We can use Cisco WebEx. So there's a lot of, we can even use Skype to do a one-on-one coaching. But definitely, this is what is interesting now. It's coming to me and say, we can do one-on-one coaching, please. Because I know this is what you do on a daily basis, where you coach people, especially on the pumps design and all of that. Because people in Indonesia, they just sell, especially my pump suppliers, they just sell pumps. They do not have the knowledge behind. So I want to have the knowledge behind, because I'm doing, he's doing an oil refinery plant. So he's operating an oil refinery plant. So I want to understand and have a further understanding of what is happening. So can we code me on that and then give me a one-on-one coach? So which can take a year. So we are going to do that. We'll start developing that. But this is what I'm saying. You must persevere. This gentleman, the whole of last year, after 27, I had, his course was in 2018. So last year, the whole of last year, I've been engaging with him on a weekly basis. And then I think when COVID-19 started, once a month, and then this month he just started to communicate with me to say, no, can we take this relationship ahead and do a one-on-one coaching? So you can coach me in terms of the pumps and the design. And I know because most of when he came into a course, he came with his technical manager. His technical manager, I always communicated with him on a daily basis. So I think that has helped me a lot in this regard. So that is what COVID-19 will already do. So there's a guy there that is doing hairdressing as well, or he was doing haircuts as well in this regard on the program yesterday, and then he was telling the struggle. But I think he has done a tremendous role in terms of of keeping the standard of the health and hygiene as well when he does cuts, the social distancing, and the whole works. And yeah, on the DJ side, people we watch channel 320 where they do house during lockdown. So those guys are people, they still want to feel the presence of the people, making noise for them, because now you can still do that, but remember now it is all controlled, because everyone, you can decide who to mute, who to unmute on Zoom and on all of that. When you hear this one is making a lot of noise, so you have to and then you have to have although you do not have to have a technological how, but you need to manage your process in terms of Zoom, in terms of your GTC, how you are going to do it as well. So those are the platforms that are out there that we must utilize to our advantage. So the program, the way Channel 157 has rolled out the program, I think they are getting a lot of support, a lot of subscribers, because those are the daily difficulties that small businesses are faced with in communities, especially in township, people that are not getting exposure. At least now they're getting exposure. And then what really hit me is the gentleman that mentioned yesterday in the program to say, in order for us to come online, in order for us to be doing this on Facebook Live, to be doing this or on whatever platform that is there on the internet, to be able to capture our clients and then what they are doing, what they really hope to get out of this, is we are using our savings. Because remember now, income is no longer a factor, it's not coming. So we have to use our savings. So if you didn't become like a squirrel and collected the nuts and put them in your hole, so it's a problem. So it's a problem because you could not be able to access internet like now, and then we are coming live. It means you have exorbited your whole expenses in this regard. But I want to say to the guys, they must not despair. Remember, out of the hard work, the good will come. Because people are seeing that we've got passion. Remember, people buy from people they like. Once people come and watch our Facebook Live, and then they like what we are giving, the value. They like the value that we're giving, that they'll buy from us. And people will also remember, people also buy on emotion. They look at, during the time when I was down, this person is a person that uplifted me with the kind of content that he put out there. So let us not despair. Let us be encouraged by what is happening, because it is opening a new way of us living, a new pattern, a new diversification in terms of our business. Remember, I said if you had a plan for 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, with COVID-19, everything has changed, because COVID-19 has they have brought what? They have brought the fourth industrial revolution that we are expecting to happen in 2030. They have brought it forward by another 10 years. So the world is moving, and we are even. Because whatever, if America is saying we are a third world, they are a first world country, and we in South Africa we are a third world country. That is, COVID-19 has already leveled the playground. We are all in the first world countries. We can do what they can do. We use same systems that they are using, same systems that were developed yesterday. We are using them today like them. We don't wait 3 years in order for us to use those systems. Communication is all above board. we are communicating on the same time, although we might be doing it during the day and then they are now sleeping. It's 12 midnight, so we are more advanced than them in terms of the time. And then in terms of the other countries, if you look at Asia now, if it's a 6, we are now at 6:39. In Asia now, they are at 12:39 or 4:39 in this case. So those are the things that we look at as well. We are more advanced in terms of them, in line with the timing. So let us try by all means to use this opportunity and grab it and never lose touch of this. So even the guy that is a DJ yesterday, he said, no, we've been watching this last year where a DJ will play the nice songs for a certain club. He will be booked in a certain club, but he'll be doing it from his house. Last year, they've already started working from home since last year. So what is stopping us? Nothing is stopping us. We just need to adhere. Yes, I know we want to feel the presence of people. We want to hear people clapping for us or shouting our names, but that will be a thing of the past. Let's go to the churches. Churches are same. If you look at the ministers yesterday, they say singing and shouting or singing and hugging or dancing will be discouraged in churches. So let us appreciate what the Honorable, the Right Reverend Dr. P.E. Khanyani has done yesterday as well, in terms of saying under alert lockdown level 3, the Zion Christian Church will not be open. We really applaud what he has done. We are really appreciative of the bishop in terms of coming forward and saying for his church, under alert lockdown level 3, all doors will be closed, and then we respect the decision. We think the decision is in line with curbing the spread of the COVID-19. So we thank you very much, the Right Reverend Dr. B. Ilkhanyan, in terms of your call. So as congregants, we will follow suit in terms of what you are doing in leading us forward in prayer. We'll be on the prayer session on the 31st to listen to all the different prayers at the comfort of our home, staying at home and being safe. So we really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Yes, so there's a lot of things that are happening in our country at the moment. A lot of things, like we know that 8 to 12 million people will be going back to work. But what is imperative is that social distancing must be exercised at 1.5 meters. And the school, the schools are opening, but we don't know. For me personally, I don't know. The minister yesterday was doing the rounds. The Honorable Miss Angie Motsecha, she was doing the rounds in Seshego to look at the preparation of the school. Has the school been sanitized? Are we having proper facilities in terms of water and sanitation? Are we having a washing station ready and all of those? We know in communities, the president has done a lot of water tankers in every community, especially in your informal settlements. They've put in water tankers there. So there's a whole lot of things that are coming. And then what I must congratulate again is I must congratulate Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula, the Honorable Minister, by saying all things that are happening that people suspect that might be corruption in terms of COVID-19 enrollment, people must report those things as well. So I think, like the president said, he does not want to have a commission that will deal with COVID-19, or there's a commission called COVID-19 Commission, because people looted the money that was streamlined in terms of giving people the basic necessities like your water, your sanitation, your sanitation utilities and all of the likes as well in this regard. So let us hope that our citizens are adhering, contractors are adhering, contractors are hired based on the essential services that they are doing. Because hey, there's this issue of people buying certificates to be essential suppliers. They just register overnight and they have a certificate of becoming essential suppliers. with no track record, no background in terms of that. They use it as a business opportunity. Yes, where if COVID-19 is here, we must utilize the opportunity, but let's look forward. Let us not be excited in the moment. Let us be excited in terms of what we qualify for doing. But I think the National Department of Water and Sanitation is handling that in terms of your water tankers, in terms of your water facilities as well for schools. So I think they are handling that properly, because they will have a database of all the suppliers that qualify in that regard as well. So I'm not going to be long today in this episode, and then I just want to say thank you very much for your support, guys, on our day 40 of our COVID-19 with Lizwe. It has started a program, it has started a movement. This movement, we must carry forward with this movement. We must ask you patiently to stay with us. And please, if you want anything, if you want us to discuss any subject, bring it to the fore by commenting, by liking us, by taking a friend, by inviting people to come in, so that we can shake the waves, we can change the frequency, we can open a frequency that we want, we can drive our life forward. So this tea with Lizwe, lunch with Lizwe, cocktails with Lizwe, your nighttime with Lizwe, all the shows that we are having, they are an impact of you. They are a brain of you, because we need to give value. How do we give value? We give value by making sure we take you to our comfort as well from now henceforth. So we are going to be doing this for now henceforth. This is one of the way that we are going to use. And then, although we know that there will be technical glitches, but we will still continue. Aluta will still continue. And then from us, we wish you a very lovely weekend. Enjoy with your family, and stay at home alone together until we meet again on the 1st of June, when now alert lockdown level 3 kicks in, with the procedures that the Interministerial Committee in terms of the National Coronavirus Command Council has alluded to yesterday. Until we meet again, let us remember the toolbox talks that we will have to do in our homes, at work. Every time we meet, we must make sure that we have a social distancing of 2 meters or 1.5 meters from each other. Let us make sure that we wash our hands for 20 seconds with water and soap or an alcohol-based sanitizer. And then let us make sure that we avoided crowded areas. Let us make sure that when we cough into our elbow or a tissue. And then when we have a cough or a sore throat, we must seek medical profession. Or before we go to the medical profession, we must do what? We must call before we go there. And then if we have to go to another province, in our case, there's a doctor that is a specialized doctor in a town called Orkney. You need to have a permit in order for you to go there. And then once we have all of those, we must always make sure that we listen to reliable news sources. We do not want fake news. We listen to reliable news sources. So with that being said, with our 5 minutes talks or toolbox talks that we've done, we thank you very much, and then God bless until we meet you again on the 1st of June. God bless.